All right. 3, 2, 1, we're live.
Yay.
Welcome. It's Hump Day.
Ooh.
And Peggy's here for Hump Day. Hi, Peggy.
Hello, hello, hello.
And she has all these projects using the Stencil Butter from the Crafters Workshop. So we're going to be showing you how to use this. It's new to Memory Bound. We've only had it in stock maybe about 4 weeks. So Peggy's here. She's got lots of projects. You're going to be amazed. I walked over here and I was like, whoa, love it. And we're going to come back to Peggy because we've got some announcements to make, and Diane wants to show us some things. And while Diane is getting something,
my name tag.
Oh, she wanted to get her name tag. I'm going to show you the cards from yesterday that were inspired, and this is so perfect. They were inspired by a card I received from Denise a year ago when I fell and fractured my ankle. And Doug makes fun of me, Diane, because I call it fracturing. But that's what the doctors call it. They don't really say you broke your ankle. So anyway, I was inspired by a card I got from Denise, and we're going to be showing other cards that I received a year ago. And we're going to be making cards using that as kind of a blueprint. And this is the Floating Blocks card. So be sure and check that out. It'll be on our blog.
The layout turned out.
We had made a layout with it.
That's so
Isn't
cool.
it cool?
And so simple.
So thank you, Denise, for the inspiration. And we have all of the measurements here, and they'll be posted on our blog. Everyone's saying good morning. Barbara's here from Tennessee. And they've got Happy Hump Day from another Barbara. We got 2 Barbaras here, and Bunny just joined us. And Diane's here.
Good morning, everybody.
And Diane wants to show us something kind of special too.
Yeah, but I have to give a weather report because
people do ask for your weather reports.
The other day when I was on, I did give a weather report, and somebody commented that. But it is an absolutely beautiful day today. I think it's going to get a little warmer, but our weather here in Iowa has been spectacular.
It's been very unusual it's not August anymore, but it kind of is.
It's very nice. And I know a lot of the different parts of the country are still very, very hot. So we are very fortunate.
They say California is super warm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the weather report.
Just a couple things. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes that I got. I got a couple more cards in the mail that I just wanted to show. They're just, Kelly knows, getting cards from everybody is just so
It's
special.
so unexpected, isn't it?
It is. And this one is so pretty. It's just so elegant. And, of course, she used my favorite color.
Red.
Yeah, red. So that... the saying on the inside.
With age comes wisdom. You're one of the wisest people I know.
Yeah, not.
That took me a minute. I had to process that.
That's a
Diane, while you get your other card out, Cindy is traveling with her friend from Oklahoma to see us today. Oh my gosh, from Oklahoma.
Fun. It might be a little cooler up here than it is down there.
So Cindy, when you get here, we got to get your picture and we'll post it here on Facebook.
We love out-of-town visitors. And look how cute
I like the hearts
this
on
one.
that.
I know, it's so cute. And this is from our good friend Mary in Maine. So thank you, Juanita and Mary, for the
It does make
beautiful cards.
It is really sweet to receive cards. You guys, and if you've received cards, you understand for sure.
Yeah, it's very
Pat
heartwarming.
says happy belated birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
Sharon says good morning from California. They're going to get to 100 degrees, and they can smell smoke in the air. Ooh.
Wow. It was kind of hazy here yesterday. I couldn't figure out if it was just cloudy or if it was the smoke, but...
You're getting lots of belated happy birthday
Oh,
wishes,
thank you, everybody. You know, my birthday just kind of keeps on going and going.
Well, that's good. That's
going.
Good.
Even though this is one that I kind of had trouble with.
It's been, what's today, the 11th?
Yeah.
So it's been, 12 days or something like that?
Yeah. So today is my youngest daughter's birthday. She is a 9/11 baby. She was 14 years old when 9/11 happened. So we can always remember that. So, okay, what else do we have to do?
Do you want to take this, and we have a couple announcements, and then we'll head over to Peggy. So first of all, I want to mention that the Harvest the Scraps Shop Hop is going to be going on in September. Starts the 28th. It goes through October 13th. We are not on the route. Memory Bound is not on the route. We're just a little far west, but I wanted to make you aware of it because you might have, being one of our customers, you might have gone on it previously. And if you want to join the fun, all you have to do is go on Facebook, where you're at right now, guys, and search on Harvest the Scraps, and all the information is there. And it'll give you a link. You can get a passport at any of the participating stores, and there are 7. And what I also printed to help you out, it's a little, whoops, what did I show? Oh, was I showing this?
No.
I was showing this.
No, you were showing that.
All right, well, I also printed out a map.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
So, and it's really cool that they did this year, but Chicago is right here, and it kind of shows you there's a lot of stores here in Illinois, and then we've got one store that's participating in Iowa, Wild Angels Expressions.
And what town is that in?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It looks like it's northwest of Walcott. So anyway, that's
Eastern
the map.
Iowa.
Yes, Eastern Iowa. And so check that out if you want to join in on the fun with that. A lot of the grand prizes are like crops and events at some of the different places. So it's pretty cool. Then we have a couple specials to tell you about. The Halloween
And they're
Magic.
good.
This is good.
Yeah.
Halloween Magic. This is a 12 by 12 sticker sheet from Echo Park. It's normally $3.99 and it's 99 cents.
Ooh.
So 99 cents for Halloween Magic.
How cute is that?
It's be really cute for your layouts, for
Yeah.
cards, or for your kids to make projects with for 99 cents. And it is in limited supply, and you can find it if you go to online, go to memorybound.com, go to shopping, go to specials. It's up towards the top, and it's right in there.
Perfect.
So Halloween Magic, 99 cents. And then here's a big one, guys.
This is a
I
really
like to say
good
guys
sale.
because our 4-year-old grandson, he always goes, hey guys, look at this. So I
love
kind
it.
of got that from him. The 49 and Market Christmas Spectacular is 50% off.
Awesome.
This is last year's Christmas release. It's beautiful. It's got some great pieces, and I'm going to show them to you. And it's half off.
Funny that we have this going on because last night I just used some of the rub-ons.
Did you really for your project?
Yep.
Cool.
The rub-ons are the words.
I love it. So
it's really cool.
this you will also find in specials, and Janet will link it for us here. But it includes the chipboard frames, and these are normally $5.99. It's 18 pieces, and so you're looking at $3.
And look, it's got the tape already on it.
Yeah, it's really cute. Here, I'll flip it over to the back. And these are chipboard,
And they're not just for Christmas.
and they are adhesive backed. No, they're not. They're not. I got myself some this morning, Diane. So those are going to be $3.
This is the way we shop.
I know. As I'm pricing it, I'm like,
Yep.
let's see, 3 for me, 1 for the store. These are the baubles and bubbles and
You
baubles.
get 120.
And these are
pieces.
normally $5.99 also, so they're going to be $3. And this is good for if you've got Christmas Spectacular, but they're going to go with any.
Yep.
Same with the frames. They're going to look good with any, or even like patriotic.
The black is good.
Or just whatever. They're just red and black. You like that? Just whatever. And then the ephemera, and there's
Of course, you got to have this.
yeah, I got 2 of these
Yep.
for myself.
Yep.
There's 134 pieces. I'll flip it around.
Because Kelly does so much scrapbooking.
Yes, I do. I just love this stuff.
So I used a Santa bingo card. I just used that. And there were a couple other things that I used. Oh, some of these little circle words I used.
So this is going to be $4. So
Oh, my.
$4 for all of this.
I'm going to have to buy some more.
I just feel it. It's really thick, you guys, real thick. And then this is kind of cool. They had this last year. They've never had this before. The ticketed ephemera, and it's also $7.99, 110 pieces. Wow. So it's going to be $4 also.
I just used these.
Yeah, show us what you used.
I did. I just used these, and I ran them through my computer and used them as journaling blocks.
Cool. If you want to do a December daily or maybe a countdown or something, this is the perfect pack, and it would be $4.
And the colors are really
I love
cool.
the gold
I
in
love
there.
the gold and the black.
I wonder how this goes with the new Yuletide. With that gold, I bet it looks good.
Yeah.
And then we do have some laser cuts. And which one is this, Diane? Does it say?
This is the general one. It's got 97 pieces, and look at all those trees.
So there's 4 sheets.
Yeah, love the trees.
Diane loves a good tree.
Yep,
It's
I do.
$7.99, so it's also going to be $4. And you can see how vibrant the colors and the things are on there.
Yeah, it's good.
I really
Love
think
those.
when you go, will you buzz by Yuletide and see?
Yes.
And then here's the greenery laser cuts.
Yeah, look
And
at
when
all those
and it's also
fun things.
$7.99, so it'd be $4. We're really good at math today, as you can tell.
Kelly is.
And then look how vibrant, though.
Yeah.
That's really
Love
pretty.
it,
Whoops,
love it.
whoops. So again, this is 4 sheets in there. And then we also have, okay, I have to open this one, Diane, because this I really love. This is the
is
notebook
good.
set. 49 Market is not making the notebook sets with their collections anymore. But this is also $7.99, so you're looking at $4. Look at this little album. It's all started for you. It's got the beautiful
You gotta
printed
throw
pages.
the pictures in, and you're done.
I know. I got 4 of these. I got myself 4 of these because I thought I might want to make little mini albums for
That paper,
family.
I pulled that paper out last night too. It's really cool.
What a coincidence that you're working
know.
with this. And here's the little book. You get both of these.
Yeah.
So both of these are going to be $4.
How cute.
Very cute. And that is the spiral notebook set. And hey, keep your packaging because
Yep,
look at the inside of the pack. All right, and then we do have the 6x8 paper. And it is $11.99, so I'll do a little math for you again. It's going to be $6. I'll flip it around so you can see a little bit more about
They
it.
threw that black in there, and it's
28
just so
sheets.
elegant. It's pretty cool.
And then we also have, we've got the rub-ons.
Yep.
This is all designed by Katie Petite, and it's Christmas Spectacular, half off. These are just $6.99. That's a little bit different math, guys, but it's going to be $3.50 for the rub-ons, which Diane had used some of these and just did the whole front of a card
Yep.
for a background.
It was, the cards were cool.
And then we do have the solids, and these are $11.99, so it's going to be $6. And is it 10 sheets, Diane?
You
get
get
or
8.
12, or 8 sheets.
8.
So less than $1 a sheet.
Yep.
So $6 for that. And I'm really pleased that we have so many good pieces of this. Because here's the paper pack for, again, $11.99. So we're looking at $6. And we also have the Ultimate Page Kit.
Which
And
we all know
I'm not sure which side to
is-
show. It comes in this fun little packet.
Is good because you get all the embellishments, the chunky
Look at-
embellishments.
And they don't do that anymore either.
Nope.
So it's going to make 4 layouts. It's normally $29.99, so it's going to be $15 or about $4 per page.
And you can usually stretch it and
Yes.
do probably
Maybe
so-
6
6
and
to
background
8, yep.
papers.
Yep.
So
it's
that's the
good.
Christmas Spectacular Ultimate Page Kit. And I like that it comes in this little
I know.
plastic envelope.
Yep.
All right, so that is our big,
Okay.
wow. I just look at all this.
It's yummy.
Do we have any questions at all, Diane?
From Teresa in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah. Hey, Teresa.
Who has made it into Memory Bound twice.
From Florida. That's amazing.
Yeah. Happy birthday to the prettiest 39er. Thanks.
It's true. We told them your real age on your birthday. We told it started with a 5 and ended with a 0. So sorry about that, Diane.
Audra, are you in Tipton? You're usually in Chicago, but maybe you're on your way.
She might be a good one to do the shop hop.
Yeah.
That would be a good.
Yeah.
She's right there.
We
We just wanted to share that with everybody.
I will miss coming this year. They're telling us where that store is at.
Oh, Wild Angels.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. It took me a while.
We're back.
Tipton is where that store
okay.
is.
All right. Cool.
Which is right along the interstate, I think. Interstate 80.
It's not far from it.
Yeah.
All right, well, these are my big things.
Okay.
So are we good to...
This coming this year, my son who brought me last year will be in Florida.
Well, it's hard to get to Iowa by way of Florida, that's for sure.
Let's see. Planner page for October. Not sure what.
Diane's catching us up on the
Yeah,
comments.
sorry, there's a lot
That's
of
all right.
comments. Janet's been posting things. Good morning, man. We got a lot. It is a great collection.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's last year's Christmas, but you know, really, Christmas collections are timeless. And Diane, when you go back to receiving, will you just buzz by?
Yeah.
Because you guys, we do have the new Simple Stories Yuletide, Holly Jolly, and Silent Night, and Classic Mickey arrived. And tomorrow we're planning to just go through all of those collections tomorrow morning, and we'll show piece by piece.
And they're good.
You
Oh
can
my
go on
gosh,
and look
they're
at it
good.
online right now. Maybe Janet would be willing to link Yuletide, which is Simple Vintage, Holly Jolly, which is actually our Merrymakers collection that we're using, and the projects are starting to arrive. And then Classic Mickey is a new Mickey Mouse, but it's the old Mickey, new Mickey, old Mickey. And then Silent Night is a faith-based Christmas, which is the only faith-based Christmas that's out so far this year.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, Jerry, have you heard if Elizabeth Craft is planning a December day by day? We have not heard. We do have something new coming from them on Monday.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that.
A new announcement from Tim on Monday also.
Oh, yeah.
So, and we did receive today, which we'll show tomorrow, the new Tim Holtz Ranger Christmas, which is sprays, crayons, and paste. What are you laughing at?
Donna, Kelly is going to have to rent a U-Haul to take
tell us.
home all her purchases.
I know, but I look at you guys, I kind of have fear of like,
Losing out.
I know you could do a really cool project with these spiral notebooks.
Yeah.
And I have a thing about ephemera. And then I think, well, I might as well get the tickets, because what if I wanted to make a countdown for my grandkids? And then I think, well, I should probably have the paper.
You got to have the rub-ons
Although
too.
these match everything, you know.
Kelly's house is also the North Warehouse.
Yes, it is. And my car is full of holiday giftware right now, the back of my car. And
Okay,
we
Janet,
are
I
out of
think
hooks.
I
We have no
finally-
hooks here at the store.
We are.
I decorated those spiral notebooks last year. Do you want me to
Yeah.
bring them in?
Oh, yes. Chris did. And you know what? Janet, if she's up to it, with her linking and drinking, on our video last year, Chris said she made up these books. And I do remember that.
Wow, I can't keep up with you ladies.
Oh, my gosh.
Hope there are some big boxes in Doug's room back there. Or for memory bound. My Happy Mail is going to need a big one. That's from Michelle.
Oh, yay, Michelle.
Is
Michelle in Greece?
She is.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, are you watching us from Greece? How exciting.
That is very exciting.
Yes. Will you be getting the Stamperia gear up for Christmas collection?
We'll look into it.
Yes,
We'll have to
remind
check that
me.
out. Diane, will you remember that?
Is showing out of stock.
What's showing out
The
of stock?
ephemera.
Will you fix it when you go
Will
back?
you hand that to me
Yes, I'll
so
hand
I
it to you.
remember, because it's a long ways
We
back
know
to my
it's a long ways. It takes like, I don't know, 20, well, Diane, 10 seconds. Most of us 20 seconds. We will fix that, and I apologize for that because we are not out of it, even after I got a couple packs myself today.
Janet, we will check that out. Okay, man, sorry.
I know, it's like, come on.
Diane, can
comments.
somebody check? Okay, that's...
You got that checked?
I make countdowns for each of my grandkids.
Oh, I think that's really fun. I've done countdowns just, you know, for home and for samples. And we've got some really good product for countdowns this year. A new item from
is.
Simple Stories. I think it's called Number something or another. And
It's
we'll show you
good.
that tomorrow too. It's with is that with Holly Jolly or is that Yuletide? I think it's
Holly Jolly. Yes. Okay, I would love to see some Elizabeth Craft stars and ornaments, activities, events. I believe they are near me. Elizabeth Craft Stars. That's the Christmas sale just for today.
No, it goes on for a whole week.
Okay.
A whole week.
Yep.
Let's see.
I'm not sure. I would love to see some Elizabeth Craft
Do you think it's
Stars
these?
and ornaments, activities, events. I believe they are near me. I'm not sure what Teresa is saying. If the Elizabeth Crafts could be at a store in Florida.
Oh, they might be. Yes.
Because
there
I
might
think
be
Els
somebody.
has gone.
Yes, we need to
down
have them
there.
come see us.
Yes.
Whoops, that's not a star. We have samples of the Joyous Ornament Stars 2. This is Stars 2. This is Stars 1.
These have been very popular.
I know Diane's had to reorder these
a
multiple
few
times.
times,
And
yep.
here's the die for this one.
Which you can make flat or 3D.
It's $21.99 and it has 2 sizes of stars. And then the Stars 1 also has 2 sizes. Actually, I think it has more sizes. I think it has 4 because look at you have 4 of these dies.
Yeah.
And you cut out the same die. This one I believe is the larger one.
Great ornaments.
Aren't they pretty? And if you go on Facebook to Elizabeth Crafts, there's all kinds of samples.
There are.
All right.
Okay,
Are we ready for Peggy?
Live from Greece again, but ordering from Memory Bound still works. Let's
She
see
can order
which
from
gets
Greece.
to my house, me or my box.
Well, we don't mind holding your box and shipping it later if that helps you out. So it doesn't get there before you do. That's not a problem, Michelle.
Okay,
All
I
right.
think
Are
we're
we good?
set
All right.
for Peggy.
Diane, thank you so
You're
much for your
welcome.
help this morning. And Diane's going to be checking out the ephemera from Christmas Spectacular. I had to think for a minute what it was.
am I supposed to? I'm supposed to do something else. Oh, let's see if this goes with the Yuletide, right?
Yes. Jean Allen said she ordered from Scotland. Peggy,
She was there for a long time.
I actually just made my purchase from the front counter today here at Memory Bound. Yes. Oh, gosh.
Well, I know when I walked in the door this morning, I got like 2 steps in the door and I saw one of the new Simple Stories Christmas lines and I was like dead in my tracks.
She did stop. I saw
I
it.
couldn't move. It was just so pretty.
I did
I
see
can't
it.
wait to really get a chance to look at it a lot.
We need to ring the bell, if you would,
Okay.
pretty please.
I have
I
to
need to
find
ask
it.
somebody to get us something. Oh, there's no
I
bell?
don't see it.
Oh,
I
we're
haven't seen
bellless?
it this morning. Bell, bell. Ding, ding,
Hey,
ding.
Chris, can I ask you a favor? Well, I'll ask Chris if she can do
Okay.
it.
Hey, Chris.
Maybe she's... Hey, Gloria,
Yes.
could you ask Doug to get the arm for the video, please? Gloria's back there.
Okay.
She's got it.
All righty.
Okay, and Jan said she purchased from the Exotic, Missouri. And
Location.
Yes. Wherever you purchase from, we really appreciate
We
it,
do.
everybody.
We do. And we kind of enjoy seeing where everybody's from. You know, when
I
we
know
get
they're
the
from a
orders. It's
lot of
really
different
fun.
places. A lot of
It's really
people
fun.
watching today.
Yay.
So
I
thanks,
don't know.
everybody.
That
Thanks for
kinda
being
scares
here.
me.
Oh, this is going to be so good, and you guys are going to love it because I just walked in and looked at Peggy's samples, and she is using the stencil butter from the Crafter's Workshop.
Yep. So far out of my box.
It is out of. I thought it was
is
out
out
of.
of my
When you talked
box.
about doing it, I was kind of like, Peggy, that's out of your box.
It is. It is.
But you said you had a lot of fun
sometimes
with
you
it.
just had to, sometimes just challenging, yourself to try something new is really a lot of fun. And I had a lot of fun doing this. And it seemed like I do one thing and then I would walk away from my desk for a little while and the wheels are spinning and it's like, ooh, let's try this. And then let's try this. And then I'd watch like a YouTube video and say, oh, that's kind of a cool idea and things. So, it was really, once I got started on it, it just kind of steamrolled and went from there.
It's
I had a lot of fun.
It's so fun, Peggy, because people are just commenting like crazy this morning.
Well,
We're
that's
chat-
good.
we've got a
Love
chatty
that.
group,
Love
which
it,
is
love it, love
wonderful.
it. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get started here real quick. Kelly's going to.
Do you want to tell us about the stencil butter?
The stencil butter. I think what really drew me to it first was the richness of the colors that we had. We got a bunch of different colors in, and they were just all so pretty. And when you look at the colors, I mean, gosh, from the neutrals to they're just so pretty, that I just absolutely fell in love with all these colors. And you can mix them and you can match them and use them all together. And there's so many different colors, from the olive and the fern and the watermelon and the rose and the blush. And every time I think I have a favorite color, because there for a while champagne was my very favorite. It's just a beautiful gold. And then I thought, well, no, I love turquoise. And then I thought, no, I love watermelon. And it's like, I didn't know where to go with it. So they were just all so pretty. And really, when they call them stencil butter, they're just a real creamy texture to them. And it does spread like butter. I'm telling you, it really does. It spreads smoothly. It spreads like butter. But you can do so many different things with them. And I think that's what I really enjoyed. And I'm going to start first. I mean, you can't be afraid to get your hands dirty when you use the stencil butter. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a background. I'm going to show you how to create this piece right here. Just a little background. And I'm going to use the champagne and I'm going to use the sunshine. So sunshine and champagne are my two yellows that I'm going to use. I'm going to put just a little bit on my finger and I'm going to just start rubbing it on my paper. And you can start to kind of see how the shine, shows up on the paper, because it has a sheen to it. And it's just, I think that's another thing that really drew me to it, was just the shininess of it.
You're just putting it on with your finger.
I'm just going to go alternate, work, from the wet side, and kind of blend it in that way. More there. And just kind of use these two colors, which, they blend really nice. They create a really pretty background.
I think if it was frosting, it does not smell.
Oh, gosh.
It does not smell like frosting.
But
if
yeah,
it had
frosting, I think, is a good.
It would be a great frosting consistency.
Yes, I think that's true. I had said that it kind of spreads like butter, and it really does. The consistency is kind of like that, and it's just, and the drying time for it just kind of depends on how thick you have it on there. So this isn't very thick, so this isn't going to take very long to dry. The one thing you do want to have handy, though, is wet wipes.
I was going to say,
I go through those a lot.
She got her finger wiped off.
Yep.
And Betty just asked, does it dry fast? So
it depends on the thickness. So like on this piece right here, this is going to dry relatively quick because it's rather thin. But you'll see on a couple different pieces that I do, some of it's going to dry, it's going to take a little bit longer to dry just because it's put on a little thicker. Now the next thing I want to do, and I want to show how you can create backgrounds, because I'm going to use a small stencil. You can see that I maybe have used this stencil a time or two, but I'm going to use the small stencil, and you can see I used it on a pattern paper, but look how the stencil butter can just create just a little more texture to that pattern paper if you want that, if you're using it on a project, whether it's a card front or,
pull it up
something
and see if we
on
can
a layer.
see the shimmer. Because it does have a nice shimmer to it that it's, it's hard to see things on the camera.
Sometimes it is to get that shine.
But that was a great idea to do it like that, Peggy. On the
So on this one, I just, did the same thing I just showed you how to do with my finger to create that background. And then I'm going to go with green this time. And I'm going to show you how to
what's the color on that one?
This is olive.
Okay, so this
is
color
olive.
is olive, and that's one of their new colors.
Yep.
It's all new to Memory Bound because we haven't carried stencil butter before.
And so I'm going to just use my palette knife. And palette knife is another thing that you'll want to make sure you have if you use.
Did we
if
have
you're
some
going to
palette
do
knives?
it. Yep.
Okay.
Right in there we have some. So we have a couple different kinds.
We have a little white plastic one here.
Which is the very same as what my black one, just in white.
And then we also have a metal one. I know this is Maggie's Choice palette knife with all her mixed media. And this one's got the wood handle. And this one is $3.99. They're pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, they really are. And a pretty versatile tool. If you use the stencil butters, you're going to use it a lot. So I'm just going to put my stencil over the top. I'm just going to tape it down a little bit so it doesn't move on me, or I don't move on it. And then I'm just going to go through with my stencil butter just like I'm buttering a piece of bread. And really, what I learned while I was doing this is that less is more. And I kept telling myself,
that's
less
a
is more.
good tip.
You don't have to put a ton of it on to get a look that you want. You can get a very pretty look with just a little bit of it. So you saw when I first started, I didn't have a lot on my palette knife, and I'm just brushing it through here.
My cup.
And you can use your palette knife.
Thank you. Yeah, you're not putting much
No,
on
I'm
at
not
all,
putting
so it
much
goes a
on.
long ways.
Yeah, it really does. And you can see where it, where it's filled in the holes and where it hasn't. And you can use your palette knife
And
to
you just
do it.
brush it back.
Yep.
And then just put your extra right
Yeah.
back in the jar.
Or you can use a credit card. This is my library card.
Oh, you're using your library card.
And you can just go like this with it too, to push it across. And then when you wipe it off, it comes right off. So, I mean, the library's still going to take my card.
Cindy says this looks like a lot of fun to play with,
It
and
is.
and I will tell you, I think Peggy had a lot of fun.
I did.
We were
really
talking
did.
about it this morning, and she said she just kept thinking you could do this and
Yeah.
this and this with it.
Get that wiped off here. So you do that, and you just gently pull
it
off
back.
your stencil. Oh, some of my
Ooh.
butter came off. I'm sorry. But
Oh,
there.
looks good.
So yeah. So there's the first project. So we just did that background.
So it
And
just
that was
wasn't
really
dry.
easy.
Basically,
It just wasn't
we didn't,
quite dry
We didn't
enough,
wait
yeah.
for it
We
to
didn't
dry
wait.
because this is live, everybody.
And then I've got a tub of water over here too to put my stencil in as soon as I get it done, because you don't want the stencil butter to dry on your stencil or your work surface. You want to wipe that off right away, because otherwise it's kind of hard to get it off. But if it does happen to dry on your surface, a scrubby
Oh, okay.
will take it off. So that's kind of a nice thing. A scrubby will take it off. It's just easier to do it if you wipe it off right away. So there's project number one.
I like
for
it.
us. So a nice little background. If you want to create, a background to go on, a card, or if you do junk journaling, or if you are, any kind of journal book or an art journal, that sort of thing, that will. I'm gonna take my notes and put them over there, so I know which ones I'm going with next. So. But yeah, it's very versatile. You can use it on a lot of different things. So, I think that's the fun of it. I think, like I said, every time I would do one thing, I would kind of, finish it, walk away, and think, oh, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this.
Well, you've got a lot of techniques, and what we'll do is we'll have Peggy show you all of her
Yep.
the project she did after she does her demos here.
So,
are you doing this one
I'm
next?
going to do this one right now.
Oh, look at here.
So, this one, I'm just going to put my stencil butter on with my palette knife, and then you'll see what kind of magic we can do after that.
And you can really, I think you guys can really see the
sheen on
shimmer
that
on
one.
here.
Yep. And so on this one, I'm going to
Great
use
background.
watermelon, champagne, olive, and turquoise.
So can you show us each of those? So that's turquoise, I assume.
Turquoise, olive,
And you got olive. And is that champagne?
champagne, and watermelon.
Watermelon. Oh gosh, it's pretty combination.
So these are the 4 colors that I'm going to use on this one. And what I'm going to start with is just, I'm going to just kind of blob it on to start with, and maybe bring it about 1/4 of the way down my paper. And again, even though I say I'm going to blob it on, it's not like I'm using a lot. So you can use a lot
Let's
if you
look
want.
at your palette knife.
Yeah.
See, there's not a lot on there. Maybe half a teaspoon.
Yeah, if I'm lucky, yep. And then I'm just going to start on the edge of it, and I'm just going to put it on. And I want it a little bit thick, so this is going to take a little bit longer to dry, but I want it a little bit thick because I want some texture on here. And then I also want to have, show you how you can pull it down and kind of lighten up some color here. That's kind of blobby there.
Yeah, I'm wondering how you. So what she's doing right now is this technique here, where it's a little thicker at the top and then just kind of runs down into almost like a watercolor at the bottom.
And so I want to wipe my palette knife off after each color, because
Baby wipes are your friends, right, Peggy?
They definitely are.
So now
because when I dip
champagne.
into another color, I don't want to cross-contaminate it. I don't care if they touch here on the project at all, but I just don't want to cross-contaminate it in the container. And so just kind of pull that down a little bit.
Peggy, I love that you took on this challenge.
You know, and for me that it is a challenge because I don't typically do messy.
No, you don't. I thought about it later. I'm like, gosh, I don't remember ever seeing anything like that on Peggy's projects. So this is
this was fun.
It's even better because it shows us that sometimes trying something out of your box is.
And then I kept, you know, wanting to add different colors to my collection at home too. So, you know, I had to do that because I think the colors are just so beautiful.
And that olive is a really pretty
Isn't it
green.
just gorgeous?
And you know what? It goes really well with the new Yuletide. Both of these colors. And we'll show you that tomorrow.
Yep.
And you can go online and look at the Yuletide and you'll
I think
see
so
it.
too.
Let's see. We have a couple questions.
Sure.
Erica wants to know if you die cut it. Have you die cut anything with it to know if it cracks?
It doesn't crack, but what it will do is, because it is pretty bendable, you can see I can
Kind
bend
of
it here.
almost rubbery kind of, isn't it?
But what it will do, if you die cut it, depending on how thick you have it, so if it's kind of like what I'm doing right here and it's kind of thick, you're going to lose some of that texture. You're going to lose some of that, the ridges. The die cut machine will flatten it out because it's, you know, it's got that pressure that it's pushing down when it cuts. So it will flatten it out. So you won't get, you know, the beautiful texture like, you know, I have on here right now. So
that makes sense. So you could do your die cutting first and then apply it if you wanted to.
Yep.
We've got a note here that something's not showing the sale price, but I think, Diane, is the sale price showing on the ephemera? Would you check? Diane's going to check on that.
So I'm just going to do that because I like a tidy workspace. So sorry about that.
And Janet also looked on the product, and she says it takes 15 to 20 minutes to dry, depending on
the
your thickness.
Now this is going to take a little bit longer to dry just because it's quite
very thick.
But this is what I'm going to do now. Just like, you know, our oxide inks, our distress inks, if we add water.
Oh, it's water soluble. Ooh.
We can just pull it down.
Peggy, I can tell you really enjoy this. I love that.
So, yeah, we can just pull that down.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and we can get a little bit lighter color through it, or, you know, a little bit darker depending on where we, you know, how much we want to pull down. But isn't that pretty how that pink and the yellow kind of...
It is.
I just love it. I love it. Oopsie. And I just think it's just such a pretty... And, I mean, you can just kind of... I just thought this would make a really pretty card front.
Oh, I like the mixing of the colors. I think that
turned out
turquoise and that champagne mixed together is gorgeous.
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
And so is the champagne and the watermelon.
Yeah. You can see that, isn't?
So tell people
Okay.
that we will fix it.
Diane has fixed the ephemera. For some reason, that Christmas Spectacular ephemera it didn't show inventory and it didn't show the sale price, but they've got it fixed. If you ordered it, you're not going to pay full price. We'll take care of it, everybody. Okay, what did they say? Something about my hand.
Oh.
I like the stencil on your hand, Kelly.
Oh, right there.
Peggy's clean.
Gotcha.
There it is, guys.
We might have to get a scrubby for that.
Oh, Peggy, I'm really sorry. Okay, I think it matches one of these here
it's
on
that
her.
one.
On her. I didn't even know I did that.
Oopsie.
That's why Nouveau Drops and I don't
Yes.
always get along. Oh, that turned out beautiful.
So yeah. So, and as you can see here, when I did it at home, I just stamped an image. I've got the Sizzix stamp set that has a bunch of different
Oh, this is
phrases.
a stamp. My favorite color is
Yeah,
rainbow.
My favorite
Okay.
color is rainbow, and I thought, how perfect is that for this card? So I just stamped that, and I just added a flower from the.
Let's see what this is called. Good Vibes number 3.
and
It's
it should be
$12.99.
linked,
And it's got all kinds of things. Like a lot of these any of these would work. Choose happy, be the rainbow. I believe in you. Life is beautiful. So very thankful. sending happiness. And what's nice about the stamp set, Peggy, is there's lots of different sizes.
Yes.
So you have something shorter like Oh Happy Day, and then you have these longer ones.
Yeah.
Let your dreams take flight, thankful for you, do what makes you happy. And I think you're doing what makes you happy right now, Peggy.
You know, because it's just, it's a different kind of challenge for me.
And she used
Here.
that. That's where she got this right here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you used that stamp. I have a couple of those. I like them. They look like those label makers.
Yeah, exactly. Now you can see on my mat, I'm going to have to go get my scrubby and clean that up later. But you know what? It's okay. It's fun. I have like 20 mats at home, so.
Mary says Janet is amazing keeping up with everything. We know Janet's amazing.
Janet is amazing. Janet is amazing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just how beautiful this is on black. Let me find this one right here.
Oh my gosh, is that champagne?
I've got 3 colors on that.
Oh my word.
So I just used...
Trying to make it shimmer for everybody.
Yeah. So I used, this was one of the first things that I tried to do, just because I had the stencil and I thought, well, I'm going to try it and see what happens with it, and I'm going to try different colors on it and see what happens and see how they blend, and just go from there and just have a little bit of fun. And I thought, well, I've got this gold, so why not do a sunburst, right? So...
And you've got, Peggy has other examples on black because the champagne looks, well, she said it's 3 colors.
It's just beautiful.
But other colors look really nice on the, I think it's the shimmer.
Yeah, I think so too. And on this one, what I started with sunshine. And then I added the pearl white, and then I added the champagne. So those are our 3 colors on this one.
Wow.
And I'm going to start with putting the sunshine across the whole thing. So the sunshine is going to be my base on this one. And again, you know, less is more. Don't overdo it because then it just gets messy and harder to, you know, if it gets too thick, it's just a little bit harder to, you know, move around.
Well, you know, Peggy, I think when I came back from the trade show in July and I had some stencil butter and we did a quick little thing with it, and I think I might have put it on too thick. So this is a really good tip. Yeah. And you can add more. So.
You can add more. Absolutely, you can add more along the way. It doesn't matter.
So it's texture paste, but not really because it's so much creamier.
Right, right.
But you apply it like texture paste.
You do, you do.
And Janet just posted a link to the stencil. The stencil right here, it's number 5 that has the sunburst in it, and it's got the alphabet. Wouldn't that be cool to do that in different colors?
Wouldn't it though? That would be really fun.
And then I'm not sure what the dot one is called, but it's kind of neat because it's wears off on the side. I don't know how to explain that any better, guys. But it's going to be $11.99 for the stencil set, and Janet just posted a link if you want to do the sun rays.
So I'm actually going to go over this.
You're going to use your library card?
Yeah, I'm going to use my library card. You got to use
I'm
it
so
for
sorry
something,
to
right?
see you using your
You
library
use
card.
your library card for something because when I
Peggy's
go
an
to the
avid
library,
reader.
I forget my card, and so they always have to look it up for me anyway. So
Now we know why. Sorry, it's
sorry.
at home on my craft table.
Right? It's got stencil butter on it. I decided to get it all nice and colorful for you. So we have the first layer on, and that's kind of, I'm going to wipe this off first too. So we have the first layer on, and that's kind of a fun layer. So then I thought, well, how am I going to make this look, you know, dimensional? And so I thought, well, I'm going to use my darker color, and I'm going to put that toward the bottom, and I'm just going to use my hand on
Oh,
this
we're doing
one.
fingers now?
Yep, we're going to do fingers now, just because I can control it just a little bit more here. You know, and I just want to kind of bring it up a little bit through there.
Heidi says you could use your old memory bound gift cards that you
Yes,
cashed
you can.
in.
Yep, any kind of a credit card will work. Okay, So I'm going to just put a little bit there.
I do want to say while you're applying that, a big thank you to our staff today, because I think the Christmas Spectacular sale is spectacular, and you guys, we have 6 people here running around taking care of all of our customers. So
you can kind of see the darker down there because I wanted that.
let me
I
zoom
think
in a little.
you know, by using more than one color on it, I think you just get a little more dimension on there, and I
You
really
can see
like
the different
that.
colors in here,
Yeah.
Peggy, when you look up close.
And I'm just going to put a little bit of the white.
Now we're doing light at the top.
Yep, light
And
at the
which
top.
what was that color?
This is the pearl white.
Okay.
And gosh, I found out I used this a lot.
Well,
while
that
I was
alone on
doing stuff.
black is probably gorgeous.
Yes. So I knew when I started, you know, doing this, I wanted to do more than just layer it through a stencil.
Right.
you
Well, and I'm
know?
glad you did. I think we're all learning a lot.
I think I needed to do more than just that. Now, I know I don't have it thick enough right up there because you can kind of see the black, so I'm going to put a little
Just
more
put a little more
sunshine
on?
there. Yeah. And that's the joy of it. Like, you know, like you had said earlier, you can add more if you want, anytime.
So here's the pearl white that Peggy said she found herself using the most. It
lot.
probably depends on the projects, but this, I would guess, blends in with all the
Yes.
colors nicely.
And I'm going to show you another trick with the pearl white here in just a little bit,
Here's the watermelon.
which is a beautiful, beautiful pink, I think.
There's
Just so
champagne
gorgeous.
gold. And then we've got sunshine, which is a yellow, but it does blend nicely with the gold.
Yes, it does.
And let's see what other colors Peggy brought out for us. There's your lime green.
Yeah. I think the sage is a really pretty color too. I really
do we have
like that.
sage here? I
It's
see.
over there.
Okay, I see platinum.
Oh wait, nope, it's over here.
So if you want your silver, there's a nice platinum.
Sage
There,
is right
Peggy, we
there.
have a question about
Sure.
can you dry it with a heat tool?
Yes, but if you dry it with a heat tool,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. I didn't bring one with me today. I tried it once, but it works like
yes,
your
you told me.
embossing powders will. It will kind of bubble up, and so if you do, be prepared for that. And it's kind of a cool look.
So it
too.
bubbles up if
It
you use the
bubbles
heat
up,
tool.
Yep. And I should have brought that today, and I didn't think about it. But
Okay,
here
here's
we
the
go.
reveal.
There we go.
Okay.
See?
It's still wet. I'm not going to pick that up. Everyone's commenting about my hand stencil. So I guess if you want to do some tattoos,
Yep, you can
you
certainly
could get
do
your
that.
stencil. It's sticking very well. I tried to wipe it off.
You'll have to
I can scratch
think
it
we'll have
off.
to get
I
the
can
scrub,
scratch it off. And when Peggy's cleaning up her mat, we mentioned earlier that when we were showing the Christmas Spectacular items that are on special, we had the tickets and we have the ephemera. And I'm like, oh, I bet that goes with the new collection from Simple Stories. And this is Simple Vintage Yuletide. It's all online. It's here at Memory Bound. This is a semi. We had quite a day on Monday, Peggy. And one of the
Yes.
things that happened was we got a semi load from Simple Stories, and this is one of the collections that came in. And we think it is. Oops, I'm dropping cards over here. We do think it's a pretty. Oh shoot! See, that's why I can't be trusted. I just put one of the cards in Peggy's. I don't know if you want to just wipe that off with
Yes,
your
I'm going
wipe.
to. Yes.
I let your stencil butter dry before Kelly drops cards in it. I'm going to get these out of the way. Anyhow,
Be able to get it off,
Diane
though.
went and got a piece of the Yuletide, so you could see it does match very nicely with the Simple Stories Christmas Spectacular. So if you were on the fence with it, it does match the Yuletide nicely. And we're going to show you in
can't get
detail.
it all
Thanks,
off,
Peggy.
but-
Here's what happens when you put you drop something in it and then you wipe it with a baby wipe.
Yeah. I'm going to.
Tomorrow that's our video. We're going to show you all the new collections. There is so much. We are out of hooks at this store. I think there's 5 that, and when somebody finds a hook now, Peggy, they're like, I found a hook.
Found a hook. So that search for empty hooks took on new meaning, right?
Yes, it did, definitely.
Okay. I'm going to show you another little quick thing. This is one that I did,
Ooh.
and it's just applying it just like we
It's
did
like this one?
for this one. So just with the palette knife, I did the olive first, and then I went over it with the champagne.
While it was still wet?
Yes,
Okay.
And then I took another piece because I decided that I wanted to create a photo mat. And so to do this, all I did was I took the sunshine and put some on white, and then I just went like this.
Oh, you just wiped it on with a wipe, and
yeah.
it stays shimmery.
It stays shimmery.
So she's just wiping it on with her finger and a wipe.
And it's a fun little photo
And
mat.
you can see that it keeps its shimmer. Look at the shimmer there.
It does.
So it could be dimensional or flat, but
Yeah.
it will always shimmer.
But yeah, I mean, and then what I did after that,
We're gonna have to give your mat a good cleaning, Peggy. We should have
That's all right.
we should have put
I
down one
brought
of our
an
mat
old
covers.
one. I brought an old one, so it was okay. I brought that one. And so then I just took my paintbrush and stuck it in there and kind of just went like this
Oh, nice.
to give it a little extra color to it, you know. And then, y'all know that I'm a football fan. 'Cause
Yes,
that's
we
what-
do.
That's what we do in our house in the fall, is football. And my grandson started flag football this last week, and
my
his
gosh.
team is the Packers. We are not Packers
Oh,
fans. I'm sorry, but
oh,
we're
Doug
not
would
Packers
like that.
fans,
Doug's a
but
huge Packers fan.
we are Chiefs fans and Detroit Lions fans in this family. But he is a Packer now, and so I thought these colors were great. And so here is, you know, the start of the photo mat. And then I did this one, and I thought, well, I want to kind of decorate that photo mat up a little bit. And so what
we're
I'm
gonna
going to
cut it.
do is just cut it. And you know, if you've watched me long enough, you know how I like my 1-inch squares.
Yes, you do.
You know, so I want to cut this into 1-inch squares. And
And she's got the Tim Holtz 6 1/4 inch trimmer, and we do have those in stock. So
so I was just wanting to cut this up.
so you're able to cut, even though it
You
has
cut
a
through
pretty
it.
thick layer of stencil
Yeah.
butter,
Now, I would recommend a guillotine cutter
rather than a
versus-
slide trimmer.
Yes,
Yeah.
And so what I thought I would do to create this photo mat was just maybe like put these
She's got something
underneath
figured
it,
out.
you know,
Oh, sure.
to kind of go around and then just kind of change what direction. You know, I have
That's a great idea.
the pace going. So some of them are going up and down, some are going side to side. You know, I could put something, you know, like a solid yellow,
Just happen to have one.
just happen to have one underneath it, you know, and kind of just even space them out.
Ooh, that
a little
matches
bit,
really
you
well,
know.
Peggy.
And it's amazing what scraps will do for you.
If you're just joining
know.
us, Peggy's here today, and she
And
is
then lay
working.
that on top of it. And how
She's
fun.
working with the stencil butter from the Crafters Workshop.
You know, and that would just make a really fun
Absolutely.
mat. Or if you want to, you know, take it the full length, you know, cut one the full length and just, you
Yeah,
know,
people
layer it
love
that
it,
way.
Peggy.
So, you know, there are different things you can do with it. So, in different ways that you can apply it in your paper crafting. And I think that's really one of the most fun parts about the stencil butter. There's so many different ways you can use it in your paper crafting projects and different ways to apply it. So that's I mean, how quick and easy was that for
It's very quick and easy.
I mean, you cut the paper
And
and
you've
you have
got
the photo
another
mat.
thing to show us too, don't you?
I've got a couple more to
While
show
you
real
get
quick.
that out, there's a couple non-related questions
Sure.
that I'd like to talk about.
Yeah.
The Janet's Craft Along, which is on Monday, she is using the Cider and Donuts card kit, and that comes from Simple Stories. It makes 8 cards, but Janet is making 16 cards. So the cards you see on the package you're not making, because instead of making the one card you see, you're making 2 different cards. And the Craft Along is Monday. It's not too late to get in on that, and you can watch it live or later. It's Monday, and then it's continued on Wednesday, so the 16th and the 18th. And you will need the Cider and Donuts card kit. And then there's an add-on that you need, which includes 4 sheets of Color Vibe, some twine, and 8 more card bases. Because if you're making 16 cards, you need another 8 card bases, and that all comes in there along with the enamel dots. And I don't know what the pre-work is. Janet posted a post here, and we can pin that to the top so that you can find that easier. We'll pin that up to the top, and then you'll be able to see it. And then, Janet, the question is, do people have to do something to prepare for the craft along? So maybe let us know. Do they need to punch out all their pieces or sort them? And I think Oshra has a question also about it. If there aren't really instructions because it's a craft along, and she's going to do it as we do it. And Peggy, we have another question about die cutting the
Stencil butter.
Can you explain that again about die cutting the stencil?
Okay.
Stencil butter.
Yes, I can. If you die cut, when you put it through the roller, that your die cut works by putting that pressure on and cutting through the paper, because you put it through the roller, it presses down to cut the paper. So there's a lot of pressure on that paper making that cut. So when you put something like this that has, the ridges on it, it's going to push those down really tight.
Kind of smash
so
it.
it will kind of flatten it out. You'll still get a little bit of the texture, but it's going to flatten some of those ridges out. So if you put your stencil butter on thick before you die cut, it's going to flatten that out some. So you'll lose a little bit of that. But if you die
if you
cut
do it like
and then put
this,
it
you
on,
won't have any trouble, right? If it's on thinner, it'll be fine.
Yep.
And then the other question for you is, have you put it on ephemera?
I haven't yet, but I would think it would be pretty similar to.
Here's a piece of ephemera right here,
Yeah,
so you could probably just get a little paintbrush. Kind of like what you're going to show us next, right?
I'm gonna show the brayer first, and then I'm going to show a paintbrush. So another way that you can apply stencil butter to a project is using a brayer. And I've put a couple different of the Tim Holtz brayers.
So we have his medium brayer, we have his small brayer, and we have his medium brayer. And are you using a smaller, or yours is
I
kind of
actually have a very, very old one that I had at home from years and years past. So mine is a little bit bigger than, I would prefer the smaller one if I were to,
we
get
probably
one
sell
now.
more of the small size of Tim's brayers.
Yep. And so what I did, the new embossing folder from Sizzix,
Okay,
one
let
of the
me
new
head
ones.
over here. This is this is $49 in Market.
Yeah.
So this is called Pines.
And this is actually what it looks like.
Okay. Oh gosh. So here it is. And is this what you're doing, brayering?
I'm going to show you. Yep. This one actually, I applied it with my finger, and that was okay. It was a good try.
So this is brand new. It's part of that new release from designed by Katie Petit for $49 in Market, and that's the only embossing folder. So if you want to get an embossing folder, but there's lots of stamps and dies.
Yeah.
And you've already done that.
I've already done it.
Okay.
Yep. So I have already done it, and I'm going to let me find. These right here. I have them right in front of me. Gosh.
This is what we're looking for.
So So on this one, I am embossing the top of it. So this is the raised areas on the top.
Okay.
Okay, and that's what I'm going to do here. And on this one, the raised area is on the bottom.
So you're
you
doing
get
the
the outline
debossed
part
side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Those leaves.
So,
oh my
yeah,
gosh. You
aren't
did
those
that with a brayer?
Yep. And,
Oh my
and
gosh.
a couple different colors.
All right, here we
So
go.
what I did, I'm just going to start with my brayer. I'm going to load it up. And again,
Just
less
with
is
one color?
Less is more here. So even though I've
That's
got
what's hard
kind of
to-
the white, I'm gonna
that's what's
add
hard
a
to
little
kinda-
green
For
to
me
it
is
here.
to think about less.
Yeah. So less is more. And you need to use a very light hand on this because you don't want it going
So you only
on.
get the
Oopsie.
embossed piece.
Yeah. This one isn't working so.
That's a beautiful embossing folder.
But yeah, you can just kind of do this real lightly.
You know, I have a brayer, Peggy. We needed one for a trade show class probably 18 years ago, and I'm like, I don't need a brayer,
Right?
but I use it all the time.
Well, I didn't think I needed one either, and then Teresa gave me this one.
And then you're like, yes, I need it.
I do like it.
Oh, that's pretty.
So that's
And
on the
we got to
raised
let it
part.
dry, or I'm going to get another tattoo.
Yeah.
And I got part of my tattoo off.
So here is what it looks like
Ooh.
going the other way. And I really like going the debossed side better. I think it just, I think I like how it looks on the debossed side.
And it might
now
depend
this
on your
almost dries
folder.
instantly just because it's so thin. The layer is so thin.
So
on it.
that's the embossing folder. The
That's the
images are
embossing
bigger
folder.
because you see the package, and it doesn't. It looks like it's kind of small images.
Yeah,
But when
It's
you see
big.
it used,
it's big.
it's wow. So there's the deboss side, and here's the emboss side.
Yep.
So it depends. You see the butter more on the images here, and the images are more white here. Very cool, Peggy. That's a
And
great demo.
I'm really advanced on my tools here. My glass mat here is the
Yeah.
glass out of a 4x6 frame.
Oh yeah.
So it works.
You
It's
could
what I
use
have.
use your craft mat for
Yep.
that. You could use a
I have the Tim Holtz
acrylic
glass
block.
mat on my wish list for Christmas that my husband is aware of now.
Send him
So,
in. We'll
yep.
take care of him.
Okay, so I've
Well,
got
that
like,
turned out really pretty.
2 more things. Do we have time for that? I'll go really quick on
Yes,
that one.
okay. I do.
All right.
I'd like
so-
you to have time to show your project.
Oh,
so.
okay. All right. Well, here, you know what? I won't do this one. I'll just show this one.
Is this the one where you
This
paint
is where we
it?
painted. So I'll do a little bit of painting on
Okay,
here.
that sounds
so
good.
this is, goes over. This is, I just took my
'Cause
stencil,
this is beautiful.
and this is just,
Do we have that one?
yeah, it's right there.
Oh,
So I just took the stencil, and I used the pearl white, the rose, and the watermelon, and then a
Okay.
little bit of the green. And
so you got your
Yep.
rose, and we've seen the watermelon and the pearl white.
the pearl white.
Look at just different color
Yeah.
combinations.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really a lot of fun. And what I started with was the rose. And
So you painted this, but it's a stencil.
it's a stencil that I just painted with my paintbrush.
So look at that. And I think this is a wow. I don't know. When I walked up here this morning, I'm like, whoa, this caught my eye. And the stencil has got several holiday images.
Yep.
And it's set number 19, the mini stencil is. And it's got all 3 of those, which would all be beautiful.
And so what I started with
Yeah, I'm
was
curious
just the rose.
how you did this.
Was just the rose. And again, less is more. So you just want to start kind of brushing that color in. And I'll just do one. of
So
these
you could
out.
control your
You can
color
control.
that way
Exactly.
rather than a palette knife.
Right. And you can do it with a palette knife, I mean, or you can do it with a bigger brush too. It doesn't, whatever you have is going to work. So there's the first flower.
We do have, I don't know if that's what, I'm not sure if Peggy, she might be using this one, but we do have the artist brushes from Ranger, and you get 6 brushes. Oh, pardon me, it's 7, and they're $6.99, so they're like $1 a brush, and they're great for all kinds of projects, and you don't really feel like if you ruin one, you're throwing away like $1, so
Right.
they're really nice to use
Right.
with acrylic or watercolor, oil paints,
Yep.
or stencil butter.
And then I kind of went in the middle with the darker color. And this kind
That is really cool.
of a little bit into the leaves. And this is kind of like the sun's rays when I did that. That darker color in the middle, the all over color, throughout it, which is that medium color, and then the light color on the outside edges.
It
I
looks
think
good.
that just gives it some nice shading.
And the paper you're using, is that the new Christmas from
Yep,
Frank
Frank
Garcia?
Garcia. Yep, I thought I had the paper
right
I had
here.
somewhere.
I'm going to
Over
knock
there.
stuff over, and I might get another stencil mark on my hand.
Oops.
So
That's the one
this
thing
is,
about this stuff. It's messy.
we have stuff all over. So she's using the 25 and peppermint from Frank Garcia,
yep.
which looks really good
So
with
pretty.
those
so
colors.
Pretty. I mean, the pattern papers are just so pretty. you know. So yeah, just highlight a little bit.
So
with
all
the
she did
pearl
was
white.
paint it on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very, very cool.
And you know, I mean, it comes off my paintbrush just with the baby wipe.
Yeah, it's nice that it's water soluble.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
you
that's
didn't
nice.
add any water to it, though.
I did not.
So the only time you added water was with this technique.
Yeah, and you know what? You can add water to it, and I'll show you.
Yeah, I can't wait. Ooh.
So there it is.
Oh my gosh.
Don't need my hair in there.
That is so pretty. Look at that.
And I just love it because it just shines. You know, you could add glitter to it while it's wet. Add a little bit of glitter in there.
I like
and
it on
make
the
shine
patterned
up.
paper.
You know,
That's
I did
what's really
too.
cool.
That's what I really liked about it as well.
So that stencil set was stencil number 19,
Yep.
the mini one, and you could get the larger ones. I'm not sure of their names at this point. And then the color she used was rose and watermelon and
The
pearl.
pearl white,
Pearl
the
white.
rose, and yep.
Yeah.
So these three colors.
Peggy,
are
that's
what I
really,
used.
really neat. I love it.
All right. Okay, so another one that I did, I created this background on here, the blue, the turquoise, and you can see that it's a little darker, it's a little lighter. And what I did was just put a little bit of the turquoise on my mat, and then I took my mister and misted it, just like we would our distress inks,
okay.
you know, to kind of thin it down. And then it becomes kind of like a watercolor. And you can just pull it from that. And then I just took my brush and brushed it on the background. And
So then did you do the,
and then I just took
pink
my
on the top?
Yep. Then I took my stencil, and I started off with the rose color, and just used the palette knife and applied that all the way through it, and then put a little bit of watermelon here and a little bit of watermelon there, and lighten
really
it up.
neat.
So that's another way that you can add color too. So you can add water to it to lighten it up a little bit. And I think you kind of saw that on this one, how, you know, when we added the water
Right, it kind
and
of-
pulled it down, it kind of lightened those colors up. So
Peggy, there's a couple questions
Sure.
for you. Let's see, Karen wants to know if you can stamp if it's a thin layer. Can you
yes,
stamp on top of it?
yes, you can. I would use an archival ink if I were to stamp on it.
Good
though.
idea. Let's see, Leanne loves the rose color, which I
Oh,
agree,
it's
it's really
beautiful.
pretty.
It's beautiful.
And
yes.
then Jan wants to know, when you were doing this with the stencil and you were painting, do you worry about it drying on the stencil as you paint the flowers? Did you have,
I didn't have any problem with that.
because you did all of this.
Yeah, I did the whole thing, and I didn't really have any problem getting the stencil clean. I mean, right after I got done with the painting and pulled it off, I did immediately go and wash the
Wash
stencil
it.
off. Now, as we're doing this demo today, I do have a little tub of water next to me that I'm putting my stencils in as I use them, so I know that I'm going to be able to get them clean.
Letha says she loves the sheet music paper.
Isn't it beautiful? I
Yeah,
did too.
with
When
the-
I saw that, and I thought, and let me tell you the difference between these two, because I did it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this
they are
one
different.
is just on white paper. So, you know, those colors are really vibrant and bright because it's done on the white and there's a higher contrast to it. So then I went, I laid the stencil down and did it on this side of the pattern paper. And once I got it all done, I thought, well, let's see what happens if I just use the pearl white and just, you know, go over the entire stencil. Take my palette knife with it and just brush it over. So that's what happened. Some of the pink came through, some of the green came through. I didn't get as much, you know, of the, you know, the different colors in there because I put that white all the way across it. So then I did it again without putting the white on there, and then using a little bit of gold as the highlight in there because there's a little.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Let me get that up close so people can see
And
it.
so I really liked this version the best of all of the three because I like it on the pattern paper, and I just love the three colors, and you know.
I don't know that I
the
would think to
definition.
do it on pattern paper. I mean, it looks good on the white, but gosh, I agree with Letha that it really is striking.
Yeah, I really liked how that turned out. So I'm going to try to show this. You can kind of create your own custom color too if you want. Because you'll see in all of our stencil butters here, we don't have a purple. And I wanted
you made
purple.
purple?
I wanted purple. And so I decided, well, I'm going to make purple then, you know.
By golly,
And,
don't mess with Peggy.
yeah.
She's making
I
purple.
need purple. I needed purple. So
I'm going to be very curious to see how you made purple.
So initially, I thought, I was going to try re-inker and use that.
Oh, yeah, we
you
talked
know?
about that.
And so I did, and I got the red re-inker, and I tried that, but what I ended up was like this, it ended up just being pink. And I thought, well, I already have pink.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try it a different way.
But you can use the re-inker.
You can use it.
The
You
Tim Holtz-
absolutely can.
Was it the Distress, I assume?
Distress ink is what I used. And so on this one I used Villainous Potion. And I put it all over the tag, and then to darken up the edges I just used the Villainous Potion with, you know, my blending brush, and I know I have one here, but darned if I know where it went. But I just used the blending brush with it to go, you know, around the edges of it.
Okay, sure.
Just to darken that up. So I still have this lighter part in here. And then I kind of, you know, I used a stencil and stenciled Boo with some black ink on there. And I maybe did it before it was dry. So
and that stencil, that's a new stencil.
It is a newer one.
And it's from Echo Park or
Park.
Cartabella. Is it Echo Park?
It is.
Because
Echo
I
Park.
like it.
You
Is
can
it?
see how I cleaned that stencil.
Yeah, she cleaned it really nice, at least on the right side.
Yeah.
And is that called Boo or Booze or something like that?
Boo stencil.
Boo stencil. Good name.
Yep.
And I didn't notice it.
Yep.
It's one of those things that you don't see, but if it wasn't there, it would look plain.
Yep.
But what I'm not sure about is, so you took a re-inker and, like,
This
how
one
did
I
you
just-
make it purple?
Like this.
Okay. Oh, with an ink pad.
With an ink pad.
So you smushed it down. Ooh, we're
Smooshed
going to
it
make
down.
orange.
We're going to make orange. But it's, you know, getting close. It's fall. It's fall.
It's true. This would be great.
And then I just used the pearl white.
That's why you
Because
use
it's
so
my-
much pearl white.
Yep.
It's a good blending one.
Yeah. And so then I'm just going to stir it up here.
Now, doesn't that look like frosting? And we're going to decorate some cookies. I
You know,
do
if you
think.
have a nice juicy ink pad, it works really well.
Well, I do like your purple that you made.
I thought
And
that
it does,
turned out really good.
if I turn it, you can tell that it's shimmering.
This is going to be a little more peachy than this dark orange.
That's
as well.
okay.
But that's okay. It's a start, you know.
Ooh, you just, oh my gosh.
Okay.
I think we're going to have to order more pearl white.
So you just kind of throw it on there.
I'm glad you showed us that,
Oopsie.
Peggy. That's really cool. I don't know about working on a piece of glass. So Peggy has a piece of glass
Yep.
out of a, what,
4x6
5x7, 4x6 picture
thick
frame?
Yep. Because I knew I needed something and I just didn't have anything. So
Oh, that's cool. I hope it dries quick so we can see it dry. And I hope I don't put my arm in it.
So yeah, like I said, you know, it doesn't. You can see that I'm covering the entire tag, and it really didn't.
Peggy,
take.
we have learned a lot today.
But I mean, you can see, you know, it's got just a little bit of different color. You know,
Yeah, I like that about
different
it.
colors in it. You know, I mean, it's not a solid color.
And you haven't gotten any on your top either.
Thank goodness. I should have thought better about maybe an apron or something.
Well, this
would have
color
been
would
good.
be okay if you got it on your...
Yeah, it would match okay.
It'd be all right. It's your colors.
Right? It's in my color palette, right?
It is.
So yeah, so here's this tag.
Oh, yeah. I'm not picking it up. But it's shimmering. You guys, you'll have to take my word for it. And we're going to have to do a deep clean on your Mac, Peggy, when we sign off. Let's see. I'm looking to see if there's
Let's
any
see.
more questions. If you're just joining us, we're actually finishing up. But you
Yep.
can go back and watch.
Yep.
Janet's been doing a lot of
Linking.
linking for us and answering
I've
questions.
used a lot of different products so that people can, you know, see different ways to use it and try it out. If I were going to start with a color, I would probably start with the pearl white. But I'm telling you, I love the turquoise.
The
so
turquoise
much.
is
oh my
very
gosh,
striking.
The turquoise is beautiful.
Well, I'm going to tell you how I ordered these, and I probably told Peggy already, but the rest of you don't know. well, when I was at the trade show in July, the Crafters Workshop was there. And this is something I wanted to bring into Memory Bound, but we hadn't done it yet. And so I just said, can you pick out 12 of your best colors? And gave them a quantity and said, just send them to us. So I know a lot of them, several of them are brand new colors, like the, I think the olive and the sage.
Which is beautiful. Olive and sage are both
And
gorgeous.
maybe
and I love those
rose
for
might
fall
be a
too.
brand new color, too.
The pinks are beautiful.
And that was
Everything's
somebody's
beautiful.
favorite color that was on here.
Oh, the champagne gold. I'm going to say get that
That would
one.
be good.
Get
or,
that
or
one.
platinum. If you want a
Yeah.
good silver or gold, there's platinum
Yeah.
and champagne gold.
Yeah. Get those. Those are good ones.
Everybody is, they're all loving it, Peggy.
So I'm going to show just one more project, and then I'm going to be done.
Okay.
So you guys will.
We want to see it.
You don't have to listen to
You've
me
shown us
longer.
a lot. You have shown
So
us a
there's
lot
that
today.
one. I'm gonna
And we haven't even looked at this.
No, that one is done with just the stencil. Where did it go? It's around here somewhere. This one right here.
That's a newer stencil.
Yep.
And look and see what the name of it is.
It is called Berry Leaves. And I
It's a
thought I
Tim
had it
Holtz
open.
stencil, Berry
Yep.
Leaves.
Here it is. And that one, this one, I started with olive.
So
I
is this
just-
more than one color then?
It is. So I started with the olive on this one.
Somebody asked a
do it real
question,
fast.
Peggy,
Yeah.
and it's such a basic question.
Sure.
And Kathy, I apologize that we haven't said it, but the butters are $8.99.
Oh,
so we
didn't even
never
think about that,
We
did
never
we?
told you the price, but they're $8.99 a jar, and they do last a long time.
They do. I used, oh, that's sage. That's not one of my colors. So I don't want to use that one. Olive. So I just started with the olive. And again, you know, less is more when it comes to doing these things. So I just kind of went over this.
I think
And we'll do
Peggy's
this
going to
real
be
quick.
doing more mixed media now because she has really enjoyed this.
You know, Maggie inspires me. When I see her projects, I think, I want to do that. Those are so cool. And then I'm afraid to do it because I'm thinking, well, what
now
if
you're
I
not.
mess it up?
Now you've done a lot of
And it's
gooey
like,
stuff.
I don't care if I mess things up because it's paper. Paper doesn't have feelings. Yeah, it's okay to mess up on paper. And you know, I've learned along the way on this, and you know, different ways to do things. So it's kind of, you know, I've kind of enjoyed it, and it's been fun. So I've just started here. You know, you can layer these colors. You don't have to let one layer dry before you put the next layer on. You can just go for it.
You can also do just one color. You don't
can.
have to. You don't have to
You
use
don't
multiple
have to layer
colors.
them. No, you can just use one if that's what you want to do. But I think part of the joy of playing with this stuff is mixing and matching and things. And so then I did that, and then I took a little bit of this.
And this is the pearl white
Yeah,
now.
pearl white. And I didn't go all over. Just a little here, a little there. And pull it through.
They're asking if you need to have the press and seal over them when you seal them up.
You can.
We haven't really heard that. It's
I
a different
don't,
type of
yeah.
product than the Tim Holtz
Yeah.
paste.
I don't. I mean, they seal tight. They'll seal up really nice and tight. And I haven't had a problem with them. So there's that. How pretty is that?
Nice,
in,
yeah,
like,
with the white on
in
top.
2 seconds.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
would
the
make a
olive and the
nice
white.
tattoo on my hand.
Yes, it would.
So I'm staying back here.
Yep. So that's that one. You can see you do have to have a lot of baby wipes.
Yeah, we're using a lot of baby wipes this
Yep.
morning.
We are. So Johnson & Johnson, I should be investing in you. Okay, so that's that one, which is, you know, just
And then what else do we have? Your layout?
the
Is that
layout, I think, is the last thing we have.
Well, we're going to
go
show
over,
Peggy's
yeah.
layout, and
how that worked.
It kind of goes along with how she said she loves it on black.
Yep.
Because they really pop out. And then Gail wants to know if you have a favorite spatula.
You know what? I have only used this one, and this is from Ranger.
And we do
And,
have a set of
yeah,
Tim
I
Holtz
mean,
spatulas. That might be what
yeah.
that one's from. We have one just like that one in white. And then we also have the metal tip palette knife.
I'll just set this up a little bit.
So if you, while you set that up, So the one like she has is $3.29, and it's just plastic. Now I will tell you that these do break. There's little plastic ones like that if you're not careful. I don't know that you're going to be doing anything so serious that it might break. The other one that we have is the one, it's a little bit longer, and it's got a point on the end, and it's metal with a wood handle. And this is, I know Maggie likes the metal because she can put more pressure on it. And, you know, she's always doing a lot of crazy mixed media stuff.
And for the stencil butter, you don't have to have a lot of pressure.
Right.
And if you do want to put more pressure on it, then, you know, get your credit card out.
It is a lot softer.
Or your library card.
It is a lot softer and
Get your
creamier
library
than
card.
some of them.
Okay. All right. This layout. I knew I wanted to, because, you know, layouts are kind of my jam, as you know. And so I thought, if I'm going to be using stencil butter, then I want to be able to use it on a layout. And so there's one day I was here at work, and I was kind of looking around the store thinking, okay, what kind of layout do I want to do? What pages, you know, what kind of page do I want to use? That sort of thing. And I'm looking at the stencil butter, I'm looking at paper, and I'm really liking this turquoise because I just think it's just such a deep, rich color.
Thanks, Chris.
And, oh, I didn't see those. The 2-pack.
I think, yeah.
I couldn't find the one metal.
And then I saw this paper, and I thought, perfect.
It does go with the turquoise. And
And
that
then-
paper
yep.
is, it's Happy Halloween, and it's called Bats.
Yep. And I thought, perfect to go with the turquoise stencil butter. And then I thought, well, I have this picture from, the, you know, my little boys from last Halloween. And if you look at the back side of it, it has, you know, this stripe on it, which is great. It goes with, this is also from Happy Halloween, and these tags down here. I thought, okay, so I've got this turquoise, this beautiful turquoise. I have this black and white stripe, and lo and behold, last year at Halloween, Brazen went as Captain America, and he's got that kind of turquoisey color, and Max went as a cow. And it's like, there's black and
that
white.
worked
So
out
this is going to be
perfect.
perfect. This is great. And then when I saw the Paige Evans pieces come through, and she's got some pinks and purples in there too, which are great colors to go with the turquoise, I thought, well, Finley has those colors in her outfit too. So all three of these things were going to work really well. But I thought, how am I going to incorporate the stencil butter? And then I saw this stencil, the bat stencil.
Is it called Bats?
It is called Bats stencil.
So Bats, there's 2 bat stencils.
Yep. And this is Bats. And I thought, well, I need to show that they're flying. So I want to bring them like through the middle and let them fly through, because it's Halloween, you know, they got to fly. And this paper has them flying through there. So I thought, how am I going to show that? And I thought, well, why not just tear it? Why not tear it here? The bats are coming up like through the roof of a house or something like that. You know, they're breaking through, they're coming through. And I thought, well, we're going to do that through the diagonal. And so then I thought, I know the stencil butter looks beautiful on black. And you can just, I mean, I just love how the turquoise turned out on this black. It's shiny, it's vibrant, it's bold.
So those bats there are actually stencil butter.
They're stenciled on. Yep.
And they match really well with that paper from Happy Halloween.
This is what, you know, it would look like. I was going to do this one, but we did it, other ones. So, yeah, I mean, this is the bat stencil. You put it on there. And so I did that. And what I did was just put it on a 6x6 sheet of paper, and then I cut the paper in half, and then it didn't fit so well. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do this again.
So you covered it up?
I had to cover it up, yep, to make it fit. So that's why that little bundle is on the bottom. So it was a happy accident there, that little grouping down there. And to kind of cover where I couldn't, you know, completely fill in that corner. But I thought, if I were to do it again, I would tape this off here, and then I would move my stencil and tape it off. So that it comes through. So I do it directly onto the background.
You live and learn, right,
Yep,
Peggy?
Exactly. I do it directly onto the background. But, you know, being able to just tear this paper, you know, just at the diagonal and bring that through, I thought just gave the page, it looks like I've added, you know, a couple different papers to it when it's really only just the one background paper. I use the tags from this paper.
So this is also Happy
Those
Halloween,
tags, yep.
and it's called tag
Just
page.
right up here are those tags, And then I used some puffy stickers from Paige Evans and her.
If you,
ephemera
Janet
package,
can
too.
link, but we have a whole category of the Paige Evans trick and treats.
Yep. So this is
And
her.
you'll find papers and all kinds of things there.
So I used this package, and then the 75-piece ephemera package, and then some of the puffy stickers too.
It turned out really nice, Peggy.
So-
Everyone's
so,
loving your
yeah.
layout.
And I just thought, well, you know, the color vibe, I think it's turquoise, that I used there to go with it. And I just thought it all really came together. I loved, you know, the orange in there, you know, with their little buckets.
Yeah.
The silver, you know, the holographic silver kind of in there, I thought was a great addition to it too.
looks
And I
good.
kind of wanted to repeat this too with the pumpkin and the flower and the ghost. The pumpkin, the flower, and the ghost. The pumpkin, the flower, and the ghost. It's, you know, I mean, I just kind of wanted to repeat those elements through there, you know, in my groupings. And then, of course, you know, add a few of the bats too.
Perfect.
So,
Peggy, it's great. Everybody loves it. And thank you so much for everything
Yeah.
today and
Yeah.
taking the mystery out of
Yeah,
Stencil Butter for us.
Have fun with the Stencil Butter. It's a great product. It's a fun product to use. You can use it in so many different ways to add color and texture and just, you know, a different look to things that you know, it's just different from what you do every day. And I really kind of liked being able to do
Even
that.
little highlights, I think, just here and
Yeah.
there is great. So, everyone, if you love this, you want to try out some Stencil Butter, I think we have 12 different colors. I'm not, maybe 13, I'm not really sure. But you can go out there. Janet has linked it. And Peggy's showed us how to paint it, how to stencil it, how to use a brayer, how to water it down, how to put it on pattern paper, how to use it on a layout,
Yeah,
how to
yeah,
use it on
card
black,
prints.
how to color it
Card
and make
prints.
it different colors, how to put it on pattern paper, and how to stencil it on top of itself.
Yep.
And I have shown you how to get it one on your hand.
Yes, That
So
works that well.
They love it, and Janet says thank you for all your
Yeah.
creative thought process on this,
It's
Peggy.
a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, we do have that Halloween sticker special for 99 cents. And we have Christmas Spectacular that's half off. And we're going to be back tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be a day of new product because we seriously have so much new product. And we just need a whole morning just to show you, especially with the new Simple Stories collections that have come in.
I can't wait to look at that.
Oh my gosh, get ready for that. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Peggy, and thank you, Janet. We'll see you
Yes.
tomorrow.
All righty.